wait right there just in case.
It might not be an issue.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 6:31. I will call the Tuesday, February 2nd meeting of the Superior Common Council to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
To the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Ledeen.
Here.
Councilor Van Sickle. Here. Councilor Bender.
Here.
Councilor Sweeney. Here. Councilor Fennessy.
Here.
Councilor Elm.
Here.
Councilor Ludwig. Here. Councilor Sutherland.
Here.
Councilor Kern.
Here.
Councilor Dahlbeck.
Councilor Dahlbeck, you'll want to hit *6 on your phone. That will unmute you.
Am I okay now?
Yep,
You are, and
you are present.
mark you as present.
Okay. We do have a quorum. First item is number 3, approval of the minutes from the January 19th regular council meeting.
So moved.
Motion is by Councilor Fennessy, the second by Councilor Bender. Is there discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 4.1 is a presentation by Kemper Sports, a 2020 recap.
The representatives from Kemper Sports have the floor.
All right. Thank you, everyone. What an honor it is to see you all, even though it's virtually on a great holiday like today. I know that Puxatawny Phil saw a shadow, and that means 6 more weeks of bad weather. But I found out today that up in Canada, they do it a little bit differently. If the groundhog comes out and sees a maple leaf, that means 6 more weeks of bad hockey up there. So with that, I guess I'll keep my day job. That being said, I'll try and figure out how to share my screen. All right, how'd I do? Can everybody see that?
No, I can't see nothing.
I don't see anything either.
All right, here we go. Let's do that again. And how about now?
Nope.
Tom, are you clicking the present now button?
Yes. And then it gives me the option to share or cancel. Let me reset that again. And there we go. Did that work?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Well, again, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be in front of you all, especially with such great news of the year that we had at Nemadji. Some of the things that I'll be talking about today, I'll share with you some faces of Nemadji and Kemper Sports, the proprietary programs that are the engine that drive what we do here. Talk a little bit about 2020, obviously COVID being a big factor in what happened here. And then just a glimpse of 2021 and what an exciting year we have coming up. So you can see the folks that are involved in the property here, as well as those folks that directly support us within Kemper Sports. Ed Jackman's to my left, or top left. He is the Regional Sales and Marketing Director, and he supports us with all our marketing efforts to make sure that what we do here meets the standard of Kemper Sports, and then also the goal of what we're trying to accomplish. Got Steve Loomis, top right. He's my boss, also the Vice President of Operations for Kemper Sports. The greatest guy I've ever worked for, not only saying that just because he's online, but I do mean that. And then there's me, the most handsome redhead on this page. I am the PGA Professional General Manager here at Nemadji, and honored to be so. Also honored to have Vince Dodge, our golf course superintendent. He is to my right, and he is a large reason why I am here with you folks today. He's so good at his job, I can't even tell you. Pete Hermans, he's my food and beverage manager, joined us this year, and obviously with the hoops and challenges involved with COVID, did a great job and learned a lot, and look forward to great things from him in 2021. We've got Kristen Lilia, who's been with the company for 6 years, recently graduated from St. Scholastica with a marketing degree, and joined us in January as the sales and marketing manager. Looking forward to great things from her. Already starting to see some. As I mentioned, the proprietary programs within Kemper Sports that drive what we do here. We've got True Service, that's our customer service training program, very integral to what we do. Gets everybody on the same page, talking the same language on how we should treat each other as well as how we should treat our guests. True Review, that's everybody's chance to let us know how we're doing. Those folks that come on property receive an email after their visit to give them the opportunity on how we do, and I'll talk a little bit about what our results were this year and how fun that is. We got the national accounts and alliances. All of our buying power drive cost savings for the city. Got expense and revenue management systems in place that help drive what we do here. We've got our Green to a T. The Green to a T program is an environmental certification program. It helps ensure that all facilities are doing what they're supposed to, in a green manner, through maintenance practices, habitat management, water conservation, energy use, recycling, and overall environmental friendly practices. We did just recently achieve level 1. I'm not sure if anybody saw that posting go out, but we'll continue to work to level 3 as we're able to. Center of Excellence, that's our online intranet that I use basically daily, helps us not reinvent the wheel, and really leverages the vast knowledge Kemper Sports has in the golf industry to help us implement our best practices here on a site level. Safety National, that's a program that was created from the joint effort between Kemper Sports' insurance company and the leaders at Kemper Sports. It's a quarterly program that we evaluate our own property, and we were able to improve this year by 8 from the start of 2020. So we're making progress. We got a long way to go, but safety is integral to what we do here. We've got obviously our standard operating procedures that help drive what we do, as well as GM training programs that I attend that help continue my education. In 2020, everybody's aware of COVID-19 and the effect that it's had on businesses. The most important thing that we did here was work closely with Douglas County Health Department, as well as the state guidelines, to help make sure that we're following what we need to there. And some of those items there talk about, the face masks and the guards and cleaning of surfaces and having the floor marked out, and just various things that we've done at a site level to help with that effort. Some of the key drivers this year to our success, Obviously, the outstanding weather pattern, I don't know if anybody was able to identify how rare that was, but that was a great summer. I hope we have another one, but I'm not holding my breath. COVID-19 increased demand for the game of golf, not only at a site level, but nationally. There's a slide that's coming up that'll show you that. And we saw the result of that as well here in local site. Then you've got 2 local golf courses that did not open. Lester Park didn't open, and Black Bear Golf Course did not open either. So those golfers, we did see a lot of increase from that as well. And the things that we were able to control, our service levels, I feel like we made some good progress there, as well as improved course conditions, which drives repeat business. So the state of the industry in 2020, that slide shows you year over year. You can see nationally 10.8% increase. A lot of that chart basically is tied to weather. So when you have a good weather pattern, you tend to have a good result in play nationally. From a local standpoint, 10.2, the region saw 10.3, so we were pretty similar to what was going on regionally. And obviously 10.2% is awesome. This slide also shows a good trend. Everything increasing related to price increases and just a good trend that we like to see. Financial review for 2020 is reflected into the positive rounds of golf. Rounds of golf is our measure to identify how many folks visit us. And you can see that 45,076 rounds versus budgeted 42,724, which drives all of the increases and percentages that you see there. I had mentioned the true review. This is the result of the true review. So everybody that filled out surveys score us on overall rating, service rating, course rating, food, and recommendation rating. Those numbers are I'm pretty proud of. My staff did a great job, and it's reflected in this slide. The net promoter score of 82.2. We're at Imagi. Company goal is 70, and the industry standard in hospitality is 32. But the one thing that stands out for me is that 945. That just means we're doing a great job on site, communicating to the customers to say, hey, don't forget to let us know how we're doing, because we do truly learn from the feedback that we get from those folks that take the time to fill that out. So 2020 preview, drivers, property plans, got some budgeted rate increases that will help. We're doing some things differently in the grill. Hopefully we'll be able to be a little bit closer to normal, but again, I'm not holding my breath there. So we're going into it with a cautious plan in place. Better course conditions. We've got some equipment that's going to help Vince be able to do better weed control through growth regulation and fertilization, as well as aerification programs that will enhance the quality of the course conditions. Hopefully we'll be able to host some events this year. And then we've got a robust player development program coming online, both for the juniors and adults. We're going to continue to train our staff and be more consistent with our service levels, improve communication with our advertisements, and fill some short-term gaps with 24-hour last-minute promotions to those that are signed up for our programs. So our objectives, everybody's aware of this. The budget has already been approved. So this is just kind of a recap of how we did there and what we're looking forward to. I feel like if we can finish close to what we did this year, it'll be a win, and I'm excited. We got the capital projects that are in place that'll help support what we're doing here. for all projects. Cart path overlays, the bunker renovations, new spray rig, all things that'll help, as well as the stuff we're doing in the grill that will help our growth for this year. That is the end of my presentation.
Are there any questions?
Doing a good job.
If
Yes, great job.
Thank
there are
you.
no questions, then thank you very much for attending the meeting and for what seems like an okay first year.
Item number 5 is correspondence to be filed. No action is required. Item number 6.1 is the mayor's report.
Thank you, counselors. This is in no particular order. We've put a lot of time over the last 2 weeks into planning our sort of abbreviated Superior Days meeting here in February. It will be, I don't remember the exact count, but I think it's less than 10 people going to Madison for the governor's budget address. We hope, we've signed on in support of certain local revenue options, but we're broadly hoping that the governor's budget reflects a better environment for local revenue, either through direct payment like shared revenue, or local options like local option sales tax, or really anything they can give us. We're starting to get something of a clear picture of what that might be, and so our goal is to have a couple of key meetings, work with Douglas County and our advocacy groups down there, the League of Municipalities and the Wisconsin Counties Association, to have some very quick preliminary meetings right after the budget is announced to try and get early commitments to support local revenue. The Chairman Liebert and I think, agreed that while we can't guarantee that we will be successful, and this will be a long effort over the entire budget process, we don't know what we're missing by not being there. So we're going to take a small group down there. Planning is going fairly well, and then when we return, be able to give you an update on where we think the budget is. Well, that'll probably be pretty early in February, but then as we get into the summer, we will begin planning for the traditional Superior Days, which we will host likely in October. But that I should be able to announce when we get back. Couple small policy things. I'll be rolling out a few public safety initiatives over the next few months. We'll see those shortly. One of the first will be efforts to address human trafficking in Superior and Douglas County specifically, but maybe the entire Twin Ports. And we're seeing some potentially encouraging news out of Washington. I can't share exactly everything, but there's some good news around public transportation. We don't know where COVID relief is going to happen, but early indications are there's at least some support for local government, particularly in the areas of vaccine distribution. You are going to hear from us. We have completed a new remote attendance ordinance. You may remember that our existing ordinance that we are not following because of the state of emergency only allows call-ins under very specific circumstances. So we, myself and the leadership, had a series of discussions. They were relatively challenging discussions because there are a lot of competing interests here, and so we hope to present that. It's done. I just held it to get it a little closer to the next council because our proposal that we're going to present to you makes some changes to the way committees operate as well, and I don't think we should implement those until there are new committee assignments. So I'm likely to present that at the first meeting in March. I expect a pretty robust discussion. If the council's ready to pass it, I'll still probably ask you to just postpone it until we get to the end of this council term. I don't have an update yet on the 2021 budget. I thought I might, except to say that Roads to Recovery came in very handy at the end, but I think all I'll say right now is that it looks like it could turn out okay. We had our first steering committee on the Superior Comprehensive Plan. Went very well. We went well over time. The committee prefers a pretty robust discussion, so there's going to be some pretty busy meetings. And I proposed some changes to the bid bylaws. I put kind of a lot of work into that. That's kind of an anticlimactic way to end that report. But that is my report. Are there questions? If not, we'll move on.
Item 6.2, the mayor is presenting a resolution relating to declaring a health emergency response to the COVID-19 coronavirus and mandating the use of face coverings.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion is by Counselor Dahlbeck, the second by Counselor Bender. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The motion carries. The motion carries.
Item 6.3, the mayor is recommending confirmation of Terry Johnson to the assessor position.
Motion to approve.
Second.
The motion is by Counselor Bender, the second is by Counselor Elm. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries. Before we move on, Councilors, I just want to first, of course, congratulate Mr. Johnson on his appointment to assessor. This was, I think I owe a compliment to our outgoing assessor, Brad Thine, for his pretty outstanding work on a succession plan. While we did post this publicly, and we were prepared for an interview process, I believe that Brad prepared Terry very well for a smooth transition. That process is still underway, still figuring a few things out, but I'm very confident that Terry's going to do a great job. So welcome and congratulations, Mr. Johnson.
Item 7.1 is, excuse me, the Finance Committee recommendations from January 14th. Is there a report from the chair?
Thank you. Since the last meeting, there are two items I just want to talk about, and I may have spoke of this before, but just to reiterate, we're trying to develop a list of priorities for the year that the Finance Committee would look at. We are going to look at leases, contracts, and grants. So we're currently trying to put some process together for that. Other than that, perhaps next time I'll have a little synopsis of last year, but for right now, that's my report. Thank you.
What is the pleasure of the council on the business of the Finance Committee?
Motion to approve.
The motion is by
Second.
Counselor Sutherland, the second by Counselor Ludwig. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The motion carries. I'm going to make a request. We have 4 counselors in the room. Would you all mind turning your mics on for the benefit of the counselors on the phone? They won't be able to hear you making motions. Thank you.
I don't think that many can be on at one time.
If we get feedback, I'll shut you off.
Okay, 7.2 is Human Resources Committee recommendations from their January 18th meeting. A report from the chair.
All right. At our January 18th meeting, the HRC committee approved request to fill 3 police officer positions. 2 of the vacancies were due to retirements and 1 to a resignation. We approved revised job descriptions for Code Compliance Officer 1 and 2, and Building Inspector 1 and 2, and Building Inspector Commercial. And we also updated changed the wording a little bit on those job descriptions. And that came about because we are having a hard time finding a qualified candidate for our inspector vacancy position. And so Cammie reached out to Carlson Detman, and Carlson Detman informed us that we needed to make some changes. In order to keep competitive, we needed to make some changes to our pay grade, and also recommended we update, put in an annual certification allowance. And so we also voted to make those changes to make our advertising for the building inspection position, I guess, hopefully we will get more qualified candidates, and so we made those changes to be more competitive in the job market. we're looking for the, towards the future. We are going to review RW report once more to see if there's anything that we have missed on the report. And also, we are going to do a review to go through what we have accomplished going through that report and in the changes that we've made and why. And those are, that's everything I have to report. Can I answer any questions?
Questions for the chair?
If not, then I move that we approve all the recommendations of the Human Resource Committee.
I'll second.
Okay. The motion is by Councilor Ludwig, the second by Councilor Bender to approve the business of the Human Resource Committee. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 7.3 is the Public Works Committee from their recommendations from their January 20th meeting.
Chair
Report
Benson,
from the
please.
chair.
Certainly. The committee is asking for approval of items 4 and 5. Item 4 is the 2020 auctions report, along with a request to hold the process consistent for 2021. Item 5 is a culmination of a 7-year project to acquire Spartan Circle. For those of you who aren't familiar, it was built by a private developer, and they've been working through this, like I said, for 7 years. That started in the Plan Commission through platting, adding curb and gutter, storm sewer, and this is the final step towards the city taking over the responsibility and ownership of Spartan Circle. Do I handle these 2 items and ask for approval and then go on to the next?
You can describe the remaining 2 items if you want, Counselor.
Okay,
Otherwise, you
okay,
can make
thanks.
a motion.
Okay, so I'll ask for a motion to approve 4 and 5. For items 2 and 3, there's no action required. For item 2, you probably noticed a big chunk of your agenda was 68 pages of traffic data. And this discussion has spanned over 3 months in Public Works. And what we were able to discover is that the data shows that intermittent deployment is much more effective in the long term over permanent installation. So we did come to that conclusion with Lieutenant Trone, so I want to thank him for his help there. And item 3, a 4-way stop was installed during the convergence of multiple requests from multiple counselors in the neighborhood. We did discuss removal in order to honor neighborhood consistency, but ultimately volume and traffic concerns, the stop signs are really doing more good than harm. So at this time, we'll ask to just leave those there through denying the item there.
I will make a motion to approve.
We'll have to take the 2 business items separately. So
Okay.
The first would be what is listed as item 4 to approve the fleet auction removals. Is that your
Motion
motion,
to
Councilor
approve.
Bender? Okay, the motion is by Councilor Bender.
Second.
Who made the second? Second was by Councilor Ludwig. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 5 is a resolution dedicating Spartan Circle for public use and transfer of ownership of infrastructure to the city.
Motion approved.
Motion to approve.
Motion is by Councilor Ludwig, second by Councilor Bender. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries. The remaining 2 items, councilors, I can't remember if we've done this recently, but just a reminder, committee makes a recommendation. It is council's pleasure to do what it will with that recommendation. So you could approve these. The committee recommends you take no action, and therefore, unless there are motions to the contrary, we will move on. Okay, go ahead.
Item 8.1 is the Park and Recreation Commission minutes from December 17th and a report from the chair.
Good afternoon, everybody. Just a quick update. Our reservation software update was given. That was decided to hold in the committee again until March. The commission has approved it and it got sent to CIT and finance and it's kind of bouncing around there. It was approved by the commission though to start taking reservations in March. But we'll start taking call-ins on the list starting January, just so people planning in the future throughout the summer had the opportunity to still book reservations and pavilions for our parks. The second part of our meeting went into details on the CIP. I'm not going to go over all of them, but I believe if you look into our packet, you'll see that there's quite a robust list of projects that are going to be happening through the 2021 season. I thank Director Kadat for coming up with such a robust list. Like I said, I think it really shows that our Parks and Rec Commission and department really values our recreation within the city of Superior. And then I think there was kind of a boat launch recap, kind of giving us an update on what happened in 2020. Reservations were up at pretty much all of our launches. I would assume that's due to COVID and being out during the summer and social distancing. And there was a motion to hold for 1 month as far as the bench sponsorship program, as there's some more details to work out on that. So that's my full report.
Other questions for the chair? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Item 10.1, I'm recommending approval of miscellaneous licenses.
Motion to approve.
Second.
The motion is by Counselor Fennessy, the second by Counselor Sutherland. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 10.2, I'm recommending approval of an original Class B liquor and beer license for Dulce Vita at 5802 Tower Avenue.
Motion to approve.
Second.
The motion is by Counselor Ledeen. Who made the second?
I think Warren.
Counselor Bender.
Second by Counselor Bender. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
I'm recommending approval of a original Class B liquor and beer license for Ride or Died Pizzeria at 1623 Broadway Street.
Motion approved.
Second.
The motion is by Counselor Dalbeck, second by Counselor Sutherland. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 10.4, I am recommending referral of Claim 2103 to the Liability Claims Committee.
Motion
So
to
moved.
approve.
The motion is by Counselor Dalbeck, second by Counselor Sutherland. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 10.5, Finance Director Putz is providing an update regarding the approval of the 2021 general fund budget as related to building inspection salary classification adjustments.
Motion approved.
Second.
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 The motion is by Counselor Ludwig, the second by Counselor Sweeney. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 10.6, Finance Director Putz is recommending approval of a resolution adopting updated post-issuance debt compliance policy and tax-exempt and tax-advantaged governmental bonds.
Motion to approve.
Second.
The motion is by Counselor Kern, the second by Counselor Sweeney. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
10.7 is an initial resolution relating to the issuance of general obligation street improvement bonds in an amount not to exceed $2,760,000 for the 2021 street improvement program.
So moved.
Motion approved.
The motion is by Counselor Elm. Who made the second?
Aye.
Second by Counselor Ludwig. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 10.9 is a resolution providing for the issuance and sale of general obligation corporate purpose bonds, Series 2021A, for the City of Superior.
Motion approved.
Second.
The motion is by Counselor Ludwig, the second by Counselor Bender. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
10.10 is a resolution by the Community Development Division to set a public hearing on March 16th to request comments on community development needs and fair housing choice.
Motion to approve.
The motion is by Counselor Bender. The motion is by Counselor Bender, the second by Counselor Dahlbeck. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries. I'm sorry, did we skip 10.8?
Yeah.
Shannon says we skipped 10.8.
Oh, we did. I'm sorry. 10.8 is an initial resolution of the City of Superior relating to the issuance and general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $330,000 for park and public grounds improvement.
Motion approved.
Second.
The motion is by Counselor Ludwig, the second by Counselor Fennessy. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
10.11 is an ordinance introduced by the Public Works Director amending the traffic code, one-way streets and alleys by removing southbound traffic only on John Avenue from Winter Street to North 28th Street.
Motion to approve.
Second.
The motion is by Counselor Dahlbeck, the second by Counselor Bender. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 10.12, Counselor Sutherland is requesting the council authorize the city attorney to seek an advisory opinion from the Wisconsin Ethics Commission related to ethical concerns regarding the marriage of Mayor Jim Payne and Counselor Jenny Van Sickle, as outlined in the attached letter. Attached to that is also a response from Counselor Van Sickle to Counselor Sutherland's request of the council, including summary of events and communications.
So, counselors, this is a funny question, and we have to phrase this in a way for something that we can actually pass. I should outline our process, though, because that's the most questions I've received about this. Namely, counselors need not come directly to council to have their questions for the attorney approved. Counselors are free. I've established this in front of the council before, and it's a very important principle that we need to make clear. Any counselor can request of the attorney an opinion on their own issues, or if they have broader questions, they are free to ask those. This mechanism, which really does appear if an individual counselor has a question about their own potential conflict, they could bring it to the council. But nonetheless, if a counselor had resistance from the attorney or the mayor preventing them from getting an opinion, this is an adequate appeals process to use. So ultimately, this particular motion I don't think is necessary, but there's still the question of it's been brought up. So I just want to point out that what is being requested, what makes this strange from a parliamentary perspective, is the things that are being requested have already happened or begun to happen. So to be clear, Councilor Sutherland requested a formal opinion of the city attorney in a written letter. That letter is attached to this item on the agenda, and that is what he is asking you to refer to the Ethics Commission. However, on January 15th, Councilor Van Sickle already sent that to the Ethics Commission, and during that time, the city attorney has begun to work on an opinion. He, both state statute and city ordinance make very clear he is already authorized to work with the Ethics Commission in the development of any opinion, and I don't think it is in anybody's interest to stop him from working on that opinion. So this is then dispensed with fairly easily. Does anybody object to the attorney continuing his work on the opinion related to Councilor Sutherland's letter? I'm sorry, Councilor, do you have an objection to him continuing to work?
No.
Okay. Then if there is no objection, then this is carried with no objection, and we have no further business.
I'd like to object if I can start a discussion then, if that makes
You are hoping merely to discuss something that you don't think there's objection to. Are you objecting?
So you're saying right now, this is where it's confusing to me.
Counselor, I'm saying if there is no objection to the motion, we can simply dispense with it and move on without discussion.
So, right, you're saying without no objection, we can go on with our city attorney working with the Ethics Commission on this exact
Yes.
issue?
The city attorney may continue to work if there's no objection to it. Do you object to that?
No, I wish I would have known about
Okay,
like
then
how this was
that
going to go before.
Counselor, this is a non-debatable.
I appeal the ruling of the chair.
What ruling are you appealing?
That you're saying that this motion is basically out of order.
I'm not saying it's out of order. I'm saying this would pass unanimously.
You're talking two different things. You're saying, and on one, we're talking two different issues here. One is a formal opinion from our city attorney. That's not on the agenda item tonight. That's where you're leading this conversation astray. What's on the agenda item tonight is requesting
Councilor
a
Fennessy
formal
has objected to the motion. We will, is there a motion to approve?
To approve the objection?
Yeah, no. It's been objected to. Is there a motion to approve what's agendized?
Can you explain that to us, please, honestly?
Do you move to approve the motion? Councilor Fennessy and yourself have now rejected unanimous consent in an effort to discuss this. Do you have a motion, Counselor? Does anybody have a motion here?
I will make that motion.
Second.
Motion is by
What
Counselor
kind of
Sweeney, second by
meeting are we
Counselor.
running? I don't
Counselor
understand what's
Fennessy.
going on.
I'm going to pass the chair to Counselor Ludwig so that I can more freely participate in debate.
All right. So we do have a motion on the floor to approve could you restate that, Terry, as far as?
There is a motion from Counselor Sweeney, second by Counselor Fennessy, to approve Counselor Sutherland's request as agendized. Counselor Sweeney has his last.
Okay, good, because I can't see. Okay, all right. Okay, Counselor Sweeney.
What I need to know, does this 10.12 give our city attorney the right to seek an opinion from the state agency? Is that included in this? Is that an understanding that the city attorney can do what he has to do to render his opinion, seek any advice from an outside source if necessary?
It would be to seek an advisory opinion from the Wisconsin Ethics Commission.
I'm sorry?
It would be to seek an advisory opinion from the Wisconsin Ethics Commission.
Right.
Madam Chair.
That would be included in here.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
The mayor.
yes, Mayor.
If I could just answer Counselor Sweeney's question. The city attorney is already authorized to seek any opinion he deems necessary from the Wisconsin Ethics Commission. That's expressed in State Statute 19.5, Chapter 6. The council cannot grant him that authority. He has that authority.
Okay.
Okay. Counselor Sutherland.
Oh, yeah, so I look at state statutes, 19.56 subpart 6, it reads, any county corporation council, attorney for a local government unit or a statewide association of a local government unit may request the board to issue an opinion concerning the interpretation of this section. The board shall review such request and may advise the person making that request. So what I'm reading out of this is that we have to go this route to allow our city attorney to talk with this board or this ethics committee. The way I'm looking at what Mayor Payne wants to do is the fact that we're allowing a counselor to to lead the ship on this, and then the city attorney can interject when he wants, when I feel like it should be the city attorney steering the ship in this situation, an unbiased situation, so it's an unbiased opinion, and having.
Just false.
What was that? Who was that? Oh, I thought I heard something.
Right.
So, yeah, I was just saying, I wish that the council would give our city attorney the green light on doing his job as the attorney and leading this quote-unquote investigation, or whatever you want to call it, rather than a city councilor. That's all I'm asking on this. And we can twist this around and read it differently, but I'm just asking that our city attorney lead the way on this.
Any other discussion? Councilor Sweeney still?
No, should I turn off my light when I'm done now?
Oh, everyone has their,
I'm very confused by where we're at right now. That's all I'm saying. And I'm asking that we just approve, like, with the motion, the second was what it is written on here, and allowing our city attorney to seek the advisory opinion and no one else.
Madam President, if I might, I am not sure how Councilor Sutherland came to that interpretation of Chapter 6, that where it clearly says an attorney, any attorney for a local governmental unit may request the commission to issue an opinion concerning the interpretation of this section. Any attorney of a local governmental unit may request the interpretation of the commission. He has always had this authority. Furthermore, the reason that so many people are confused about this process is because that we are going about this process in a completely different way for a routine conflict of interest question related to votes that are months in the future. The fact is, councilors, in every other question any of you have ever had regarding a conflict of interest, the councilor in question asked the attorney, or possibly at some point in the past the Ethics Commission, whether or not they were in danger. Usually when a question was pending. There is no question pending here. Councilor Sutherland's questions relate to issues that are months in advance. Furthermore, the Ethics Commission does not automatically issue opinions on absolutely every subject. They've made clear to multiple people, including us, the attorney, that their general work is to work with the attorney who better understands the players involved, the situation involved, and the relevant local ordinances. So the city attorney always takes the lead in this. This is the way we've done it. What confuses me is that we had the opportunity to settle it that way. As we got close to the budget, obviously, Councillor Van Sickle would have been required to ask the attorney if she had any doubt. I don't recall any case since I've been in either city or county government where one councilor asked on behalf of another councilor and specifically to talk about it in public. In fact, these cases are almost always settled privately, and then when the councilor accuses himself, they simply express why. This is completely different than the way we've handled this in any other case. If you read those statutes, it makes it clear that the person that is a party to the issue makes requests like these, and that those opinions are nearly always confidential. In this case, both Councillor Van Sickle and I have been completely public and transparent about the fact that we are married, that we have a relationship, and we acknowledge that there are conflicts. Both of us have recused ourselves numerous times when conflicts have come up. It is confusing to me why, Madam President, when I offered a meaningful solution to just have the entire council go on board to support our city attorney to do the work that he needs to do, why we now have to debate it. I believe that shows what the motives are here, to talk about it more. I would ask, Madam President, that we simply proceed with the question. I would call for unanimous consent again and ask that we dispense with this and move on. This is a completely inappropriate topic to take up the time of the City Council with.
May I ask a question? May I ask a question?
Yes, you can, Esther.
Why are you fighting us on this? if we want to have an opinion one way or the other, get it out in the open, whether they say it's right or it's wrong, let us get that opinion. Why are you fighting us on this?
Counselor Dahlbeck, I'm not fighting you. I recommended the council approve this unanimously at the beginning.
So, okay.
Well, I think we should be able to let the city attorney go ahead and do what is requested. And I'm in agreement with Councilor Sutherland.
Brett, Fantasy with Brett. Counselor Fantasy would like to speak. Okay.
Counselor Fantasy.
I think this whole thing is getting blown out of proportion from the, trying to confuse the council on what we're actually trying to ask here. So I think we need to step back and realize what's going on here. This all started with a simple request of the city attorney by Councilor Sutherland, asking him to lay out if there were any conflicts of interest. Then we saw the rumblings on social media. Attorney Perel started preparing his opinion, then this agenda item, then the very next agenda item, a 20-page rebuttal on this topic by Councilor Van Sickle, then the lobbying by Mayor Payne these last few days, asking councilors to simply receive and file this agenda item, which would not allow City Attorney Frog Perel to move forward with this request. I think we need to step back and realize all this request does is have our city attorney ask the State Ethics Commission for their opinion. That's it.
That's all.
Tonight, we aren't the jury tasked with casting a vote on whether or not we personally feel there's a conflict. Tonight, all we're doing, which really should be nothing more than a formality vote, is authorizing the city attorney to do his job. And at some point, we've all talked about transparency and how we need to be as transparent as possible for the residents of Superior. Having an unbiased third party, in this case the city attorney, bring this question to the Ethics Commission is about as transparent as it comes. Voting no and not allowing our city attorney to be involved on the reasoning that Councilor Van Sickle will just handle this herself with the Ethics Board, mind you, she's one of the people involved in this question, that is one of the most non-transparent things this body could do. In fact, if you look at the Wisconsin statute, not just anybody can request a formal opinion from the Ethics Commission. No individual, no counselor, not even the mayor can ask the Ethics Commission for a formal opinion. Anyone can have a conversation with members of that department, that ethics department, but state statute 19.59 subpart 6 only gives 3 people the ability to request a formal opinion from that commission. The request for a formal opinion can only come from 1, a county corporation council, 2, attorney for a local governmental unit, which we have, or 3, a statewide association of local governmental units. So if you look at the next agenda item, it references that we don't need to do this because the request has already been sent to the Ethics Commission by Councilor Van Sickle. But the reality is the Ethics Commission will not offer their formal opinion from anybody other than a request from the city attorney. So according to the state statute, the only way this body will get a formal opinion is by a request from our city attorney. The only way that's going to happen is with a yes vote from the council tonight.
Madam President, to correct the record, Councilor Fennessy has completely misstated the rules for applying for a request for opinion from the Ethics Commission. Reading, if I might, reading directly from their website, a page that is on our agenda, that is in our packet, had the councilors decided to read it, any individual, either personally or on behalf of an organization or government body, may request of the Ethics Commission an advisory opinion regarding the propriety under the ethics, lobbying, or campaign finance laws of any matter to which the person is or may become a party. Any person. It doesn't limit who can request these. It encourages the people to whom those persons that might become a party to an issue. That's how the system works. That's how every other ethics complaint works. But again, why are we debating this if not to just simply call more attention? I remind you, counselors, that Counselor Van Sickle requested this opinion weeks ago, that I've had regular conversations with the city attorney on the subject for weeks, that Counselor Van Sickle placed all of this information on the council agenda, and that there is no division, Madam President. Why are we debating? Everybody agrees to let the city attorney continue his work. I should point out, there's no guarantee you're getting an opinion from the Ethics Commission. They are not required to submit these opinions to governmental bodies or individuals. They are more likely to do it if it's a new situation, but this is not new. This has happened multiple times throughout the state of Wisconsin. It's only unique in the city of Superior. The information's already there. The opinion you're likely getting is the city attorney's opinion informed by existing opinions from the Ethics Commission and potentially new advice relating to our specific ordinances within the city of Superior. But I gotta tell you, counselors, there's no bombshell coming. We all know how this is going to resolve, that there will be a few potentially conflicting issues that just about every counselor has had at some point. They will likely begin on the committee level. They will be isolated votes that Counselor Van Sickle will have to recuse herself from, the same as anybody else, that she will not be conflicted on the budget. We already know this. There's not going to be any surprises here. This is a routine, ordinary deal. We're just sitting here too long. Madam President, I request that you call the vote and that the council simply agree viva voce to support.
This is Councilor Elm. It seems like we're going to get this answer from the Ethics Commission, no matter if we vote on this or not. I'd just like to hear some clarification on that we're all going and asking for the same thing, and we're going to publicly hear an answer in the future. Is that correct? Either way.
Yes.
What's that?
That would be the understanding, Counselor Elm.
So what are we doing?
So, can I call? Okay, I would like to call the question.
Counselor Ludwig.
Yes, Counselor Van Sickle.
I mean, as much as I enjoy listening to this, I have to say that I am so touched by Counselor Sutherland's repeated concern on my behalf. But to insinuate that I do not have the authority or integrity to request my own opinion of the Ethics Commission and talk about me like I'm a second-class elected representative is offensive. But I will say that the good news is that no one needs to continue this crusade. Nobody needs to try to micromanage the 2nd District Council seat. There is no sinister mystery to solve here. I've worked closely with the Ethics Commission for months, and I take my responsibilities seriously. This discussion could have been completely avoided, but that of course wasn't the point. It's well beyond the scope of our process. Attorney Prell was asked privately to seek the opinion, and he's working on it. This is no place to prosecute personal grievances, and there is not a soul alive that genuinely believes that this is some innocent pursuit of information. The information has been requested repeatedly, both privately and very publicly, although it fell pretty flat in the news, pretty flat when it was dismissed by the paper, and here. So it is malicious to its core, and this is an insult to the good people of this community who are owed consistent, quality work. There is, however, a question at hand. And I have made no attempt to break the law or cast a reckless vote. I am diligent, and this council has come to know I do my homework. And I cannot believe I have to say this, but I have no interest in going to jail or receiving a fine. I have taken every step possible to be informed and exercise my duties within any boundaries that might exist. I have sought the commission's guidance, and I will adhere to their advice. I have made mistakes, absolutely, but my marriage isn't one of them. And to debate my personal life for sport is cruel and it's unnecessary. And there is not a shred of evidence that supports the rhetoric that clearing the air or putting this behind us based on the years-long campaign to vilify my relationship. This item argues the exact opposite, a clear attempt to amplify empty fears and spread misinformation. I made a commitment to this community to bring reform and results, and I have worked hard to uphold that commitment. I invite Councillor Sutherland to rise to the occasion of this body and dedicate his efforts and all of his extra time to the real work at hand and stop wasting everyone's time. This commission was set up to help public officials, not be abused by opponents. This has to stop.
Again,
I think Frog is in the audience, isn't he?
yes, he is.
Frog, could you perhaps state what your belief is in this whole scenario? Take us through what the legal rights and obligations are once it comes to you, which...
My view on it is not nearly as interesting or layered as most of the others in the room. I think it sounds like I'm going to be asked to look into some of the concerns, all of the concerns that Councillor Sutherland has articulated in his letter. And I have already started to do that. I've had his letter for several weeks, and I've anticipated that it's something that was going to require some work on my part. So that exercise is underway already. And I believe that I do have the license or the authority to consult with the Ethics Commission downstate as I see fit, and I will see fit to consult with them on these issues. I also don't have a lot of confidence in stating whether or not they will issue their own written opinion. They might provide some real informal guidance to me. They might wad up the opinion that I've written and start all over and submit something they think is more useful. I really don't know. I've not had an experience like this with the Ethics Commission. But the long and short of it is I expect to follow through on the assignment and rely on the Ethics Commission as a resource as much as they'll allow me to do it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Can I just say one other thing? I'm going to quote something from Jenny, and I applaud her for this. This is in some of the verbiage that I received. It says, with good judgment and sound legal advice, we intend to continue to take steps to minimize our conflict. This is our professional, legal, and ethical liability, and we take it very seriously. And I know, Jenny, I truly believe that. So listen below to the steps that blah, blah, blah. But so that was the key part that I applaud Jenny for writing. And she's as interested in making sure that she does things right as we are. So I applaud her for this. This is an unusual situation, I think. Perhaps not as unusual. Maybe I believe it's unusual. I don't think it comes up that often, but I think we'll get through this, okay? I do. If we follow the steps, we'll get through it, and we'll all be better people for it, and we will have learned some things. So that's my comment. Thank you.
This is Councilor Elm.
Okay.
I'd just like to restate, I believe I heard Attorney Prell state that he's already working on this and he plans to come back to us. So voting for this is only going to set in motion what we're already doing. Is that the intent here?
Are you asking me, Councilor Elm? Or are you asking of Attorney
anyone
Prell?
who wants to answer, I guess, Attorney Prell or...
So, I believe so. Attorney Prell, I was in conversation with you earlier today, and we did stop me if I'm wrong, but we did establish the fact that you are currently researching to form an opinion on Counselor Sutherland's request, and that you are also going to seek the advice of the Ethics Board. And so, is that correct?
Yes.
So I think in the end, we are all after the same thing. We are all after, transparency and, professional opinions from you and from the Ethics Board, so that, and I think it, so that we can continue to operate smoothly on this council without, having to constantly question, every move that Councilor Van Sickle and the mayor make. And so,
I have a question.
So I think at this time, I'm going to make a motion that we receive and file this until we receive the expert opinions of Attorney Perel and of the Ethics Commission.
Point of order.
Yes.
There's already a motion on the table. Does a motion to refer supersede that?
Yes.
She's not, what I understood was it was receive and file, not refer.
It functions the same as a motion to
Okay.
commit, which takes precedent over the main motion.
And is that debatable?
Yes.
I have never been so confused in my life.
Okay. Counselor Sutherland.
I've had my light on for the longest time here. I want to just make one thing clear here. I am not bringing this up to keep dragging anyone's name down this. I was advised to go on the council agenda because of an ordinance that I do not remember the number off the top of my head. Could someone, Frog Crowd, could you tell me about an ordinance that we have within our books that makes us go this route?
The city has an ethics code, our own local ethics code in Chapter 2 of our Code of Ordinances. And it's Section 2-350 that states that if a local official has doubts as to the applicability of our ethics article to a certain set of facts or circumstances, he or she should present those concerns to the Common Council for an advisory opinion.
And that is exactly why this is on the agenda today. So I don't want no one thinking this is a witch hunt. And excuse me, no one is.
Excuse yourself.
I believe Counselor Sutherland has the floor.
Thank you. I'm just saying that ordinance is the reason why it's on the agenda today. It's not that I want to keep bringing this on and on. I'm abiding by our own ordinance that we have within our city. That's why it's on the agenda. Sorry if I'm sounding mad, because I'm getting beat up here left and right, saying that I'm just dragging people down in the dirt. I'm doing all this. I'm not. This is what. Excuse me?
Not.
Go ahead and finish.
I'm trying to. I'm sorry. Sure. All I'm saying is that there is an ordinance, 2-3, I don't have the numbers in front of me, that says this is the exact way to go. That's the way I read it. And that's why it's here. Does anyone else know about this ordinance? Maybe not, but that's why it's on here.
Madam President, I know about the ordinance, and
excuse me, I'm.
Excuse.
I'm
just getting.
was empty.
You know what? If you,
Okay,
Councilor Van
Counselor
Sickle, are going to run over this meeting and do what you want and speak how you want, I won't say nothing else, and we'll leave it at that.
Counselor
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sutherland,
No, I'm upset because last time I was here trying to talk, you cut me
Would you
off.
address the chair, please, and not,
Sorry. All right.
Can we call for a roll call vote?
I do have a question for Attorney Perel.
Go ahead, Counselor Fantasy.
So we're talking two different things. We're talking the opinion of City Attorney Perel and asking the advice of the Ethics Commission. We all know that that can happen. It's my understanding that, and I want us to separate that, the formal opinion from our city attorney with the advice of the Ethics Commission is different than what is agendized tonight. What's on the agenda is for our city attorney to ask for a formal opinion from the Ethics Commission. That's two different things. And that's what's on the agenda tonight, is our city attorney getting a formal opinion from the Ethics Commission.
I'm sorry, I thought you were finished.
No, please, because I'm looking for clarification.
The Ethics Commission's website makes it clear, to me at least, that yes, a request for assistance or advice can come to them from a local municipal attorney, which obviously I am. They also ask, though, that in submitting a request to them, that the local public or the local municipal attorney also then provide an analysis, him or herself, and apply whatever authority, be it state statute, Robert's rules, case law, would apply to the situation. That's what I'm doing. I think it's pretty straightforward stuff. I'm going to be doing the heavy lifting when it comes to drafting the opinion, doing the legal research and analysis. The commission, I believe, is there to assist me in that endeavor. Should I hit a roadblock or present them with my opinion, giving them an opportunity to look for a hole that might exist in the opinion or something I didn't explore fully or develop enough in my analysis. I think the overall goal is to equip counselors like Counselor Vansickle with all the tools that she needs moving forward as a committee member and a council member to understand where it might be that issues and situations present themselves that she should recuse herself from. So I'm going to do the opinion. I'm already doing the opinion. I'm going to ask the ethics board for their assistance with their guidance in that process. I can't fathom what their reaction to my not yet asked questions would be, but that's what I anticipate doing. I think we're all on the same sheet of music. I just think we're finding a way to make a 3-minute issue into a 35-minute issue.
Well, so I guess I'm confused then. Why we have Mayor Payne and Jenny Van Sickle fighting so hard? Don't vote for this. Don't approve this tonight.
I never said that.
And I guess I have the floor. And
I never said
and then
that.
also, why this is even on the agenda? If we're going to accomplish the same thing, because when I read the state statutes, am I confusing that there's two different things between seeking the advice of the Ethics Commission and a formal opinion from the Ethics Commission?
Honestly, Counselor, I have not heard, maybe I've just been sloppy following the back and forth. I haven't heard anyone object to sending this to my office as a referral and a request for the opinion as written in the letter and included in the agenda packet. I know it feels like we're all at odds over this issue, but I actually have not heard anyone say that this shouldn't be followed through on.
So do you need the council support tonight to go to the Ethics Commission and request that they give their formal opinion?
I think that the provision in the ordinance that I referenced a few minutes ago, which is 2-350, I think that is the mechanism that has the matter before you tonight. And again, that language says that any city official who has doubts as to the applicability of our ethic code, and we adopt the states, as you can imagine, by reference, any doubts as to the applicability of our ethics code to a certain set of facts should be presented to the Common Council for an advisory opinion. I don't think you folks want to be in the business of giving the advisory opinion, and that's no slight on your skills or your depth of knowledge. I'm guessing that you folks want to refer that matter to me so that I can sink my efforts into an analysis of the various sources that provide the authority that address conflict of interest. I can put that in a writing and create something of a roadmap for anyone who's interested in following it. And I will invite, like I've said, the Ethics Commission to weigh in on what I've written to give them a chance to gauge if I'm close to right or not. Again, I can't gauge what their reaction will be, how informal or formal their reaction will be, how long or short their opinion might be, if they even put anything in writing at all. It might be a telephone conversation where they say, you really hit all the salient points here, continue on. I don't know what to anticipate from a commission that I haven't done work with yet. But I can assure you that I'm doing the work. I intend to finish the work. I think it's a mere formality for you folks to vote yes on the measure so that I can complete my written opinion and have that fine-tuned, if necessary, by the Ethics Commission down south. And then I can present you with a final work product that hopefully puts people at ease a little bit. I really don't think that I've written a lot so far, and I got to be honest with you, it's not a lightning rod. It's not all that interesting. It's ground primarily in common sense with a smattering of ethics code and Robert's rules and case law, and it probably is going to take us down the road a lot of us envision in terms of identifying issues that Councilor Vansickle should recuse herself from when they're presented to her by way of her service on a committee or the council. But I don't think the process is that interesting. I think it's a little confusing, yes, when we are dealing with, for the first time in anyone's memory, the presentation of the matter to the council. But I didn't write Section 2-350. It was written in the early 70s. I don't know why it exists. It might very well be there. It might very well be that the Common Council designated itself as the funnel for these ethical considerations because we do not have an ethics commission or an ethics committee to serve us. But in any event, I intend to do the work, barring a different directive from this body tonight, and you'll see the follow through, and I suspect in relatively short order.
So just to clarify that, maybe you answered my question and I just missed it, but in the state statutes, it says that you can request the commission issue an opinion. Is this the mechanism by which we get you to request an opinion by the state ethics commission?
Yes, this should do the trick.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Counselor Sweeney.
Thank you. I just want to go over this one more time and make this clear. Maybe everybody else understands it. Are we saying that we must have a 6+ vote for you to carry on your work, whether you go to the ethics group in downstate or not? Is that your understanding?
All I can do is break down 2-350 with the rest of you, and it looks to me like it's all a first read for all of us. And all I can tell you is that particular provision in the ordinance says that when a counselor has doubts or concerns about the applicability of our ethics code to a certain set of facts, he or she should present that issue to the council for an advisory opinion. I read that as a mere formality and soliciting the council's blessing to turn my office loose on the issues that have been identified in writing in the letter. If you're asking me if this measure fails tonight, will I fold up shop and stop addressing the issue? I don't know. If Councilor Vansickle wants to wants me to continue to explore these issues because she's interested in them, I'll probably be responsive to that. I'll feel compelled to assist in that matter.
But I hear you're saying then, if this is not voted on, six plus votes, your process will be something different than you're on the path now.
I guess if this council's vote tonight tells me that they're not interested in an answer to these questions, yeah, I can envision a scenario where I'd stand down and wait and see if anyone wants to amp it up from there.
Thank you. I don't think that's going to happen. I think people want to get this resolved and move ahead. And even, like I'll repeat to Jenny, even Jenny wants this, and I know her, and I'm sure she does. That's just not words on a piece of paper. So thank you for that.
This is Counselor Elm here, just again for clarification. Moving forward here, I mean, this is something that we haven't dealt with in recent history. And normally this situation is brought to Attorney Prell, which has already happened, and it's going to the Ethics Commission. So are we setting a new precedent by doing this tonight, or is there some examples in the past? What are the negatives of moving forward with this tonight, if there are any?
Madam Chair, request to answer that question.
Go ahead, go ahead, Mayor.
Quite frankly, Madam President, I don't think it matters either way. At least as long as I am the mayor, I will not prevent a counselor from asking questions of the city attorney. I've made that entirely clear. And if the council wants to start throwing out all kinds of strange questions, they are free to do so. The council can ask the department heads whatever they want. Quite frankly, if there are questions to be asked, we're going to have this opinion. The attorney's going to advise and defend Counselor Van Sickle. That's his job. Of course, we're going to get this information. The part that's so frustrating to so many people is, one, nobody understands what we're doing here. Nobody understands what the process is because we departed from the normal process. Yes, we have an archaic ordinance that certainly allows counselors to appeal to the council, but the reason I call it archaic is because it's completely superfluous. We don't need to use that. Has any counselor ever gone to Frog Prell asking for legal advice and been told no? Because if they have, I would like to know about that as the mayor. My understanding of the city attorney's work is that he has been very responsive to every counselor that has asked him for legal advice. I have no reason to expect that to change. My point, Madam President, is that we've sat here entirely too long. We can vote this up, we can vote it down, we can refer it to the city attorney, we can approve it unanimously or with 6 votes. It will make no difference in this process whatsoever. If it were to somehow fail and the city attorney were in some doubt about whether to continue, I would simply direct him to answer the question as a person that may be a party to the issue. I have no doubt that Councilor Van Sickle would similarly ask him for advice. Point is, I'm not doing anything here. We have sat here for how long? Have we served the citizens of Superior in this last half an hour? I don't know how long this has been. Could we please just take a vote? I'm telling you, Madam President, it really doesn't matter what the vote is. We will all go back to work tomorrow, particularly the attorney, on this issue.
All right. So.
Let's call the vote, please.
All right.
I just have one more question.
The vote has been called.
Okay, so how do we object to that so I can answer my question to adequately vote on this issue?
Having spoken twice, Councilor Fennessy does not have the right to speak again.
So. All right, the question has been called, so.
I make a motion to suspend the rules to allow me to speak more than twice.
I'll second that. Or whatever. Let him speak.
All right,
Do I have the floor?
There was a motion and a second to suspend the rules to give Councilor Fennessy the right to speak. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries. Counselor Fennessy.
Okay, again, we're going in two different directions, and I think what's leading us astray is Mayor Payne keeps saying, we'll keep having the city attorney, work on that. We'll keep having that. That's not the question that's on the agenda. The question on the agenda is to get the opinion from the Ethics Commission. There's nothing that, if we don't pass this tonight, there's nothing guaranteeing that it's going to make it there. Not that I don't trust Frog or Attorney Perel, but there's nothing that guarantees that it gets there. If we pass this, that is the guarantee that it gets to the Ethics Commission.
Madam Chair, it's already at the commission.
I'm sorry, Counselor Van Sickle?
It is already at the commission. Attorney Prell already is authorized to seek the opinion of the commission. This question verbatim is already there. An hour ago, we were all set to vote for this to refer back to Prell so he can continue his work. It's not that hard.
No.
All right.
We do have a motion on the floor from Counselor Sweeney, seconded by Counselor Fennessy, to approve the request.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Roll call, what's the request for roll call?
Want a roll call vote? Okay.
Yes, roll call vote.
Okay. Counselor Ledeen.
Yes.
Counselor Van Sickle.
Yes?
Counselor Bender.
Yes.
Counselor Sweeney.
Yes.
Counselor Fennessy.
Yes.
Counselor Elm.
Yes.
Counselor Ludwig.
Yes.
Counselor Sutherland.
Yes.
Counselor Kern.
Yes.
Counselor Dahlbeck.
Yes.
That motion passes unanimously. We have no business by public. I just want to remind the council that there will not be a second meeting in February. So our next meeting would be the first one in March.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.